we touch the buttons.
I'm so psyched about this. We are heading back to a galaxy far, far away because Star Wars back on the big screen this weekend, Tony P. Have you watched the series, The Mandalorian?
No, but I watch Star Wars, so
Okay.
now
Yes, he is caught up on Star Wars.
I can at least
luckily.
walk into a theater and at least understand what I'm seeing. But
Tony
Baby
P.
Yoda, Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda, yeah, he's doing that too. My Ed McMahon over here. Hey-o!
I am honored. Oh no, what's it again, Paul?
I love Westerns.
Yep.
I love Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
And I love Star Wars. So like this checks, plus Baby Yoda, like you said. I mean,
Yes.
he's the best thing, that has come to the Star Wars franchise probably ever. But for more on the Mandalorian's adventures, Fox Entertainment All-Star Ashley Dvorkin joining us now live from Hollywood. Ashley, thanks so much for being here once again.
So happy to be here. Hi, Chris and Tony
Good
P.
to see you.
Tony P, I am so excited. You've seen something we're talking about.
I actually have contextual reference to bring to this conversation.
He's familiar with the Star Wars universe.
Right.
Now, Ashley,
I'm
let
not
me
lying
let me
anymore.
just say this, okay? And we've already joked about this a little bit. So the title of this movie is actually The Mandalorian and Grogu. Grogu is Baby Yoda, but everyone just calls him Baby Yoda. Am I right?
People do, but technically it is Grogu, not Baby Yoda. But even those involved with the series are like, if you know, it's an affectionate nickname. If you would like to call him Baby Yoda, you can. However, if you really dive into the Star Wars timeline, he's not a Baby Yoda, but they are of the same species. So yes, but Grogu and the adorableness, I mean, very much a huge part of this movie and a huge part of the appeal of this movie. And as you mentioned, Disney Plus series now on the big screen. So I saw it. I can give you a little more about what it's about. And what I
Yes,
saw.
please.
Okay. So Pedro Pascal reprises his role as the Mandalorian bounty hunter alongside, again, adorable apprentice Grogu. It is set as the evil empire has fallen. The duo are on a mission from the New Republic, the leader of which is played by Sigourney Weaver. They're on a mission to find Imperial warlords throughout the galaxy. And on the journey, they meet a lot of characters. Martin Scorsese joins with a role. And I don't want to give away what the role is because I actually really enjoyed the surprise when I heard his voice. Jeremy Allen White is Rada the Hutt. That's Jabba's son. And he plays a really big part in this story. Now, the story was co-written by Jon Favreau, who also directs this. He was the director of the series, too. It was filmed in IMAX. It's in theaters only. It's an adventure made for the biggest screens. And I will say, it does feel bigger than a series. It is packed with action and aliens and creatures and that cuteness, that scene stealer Grogu. There's plenty of Star Wars references. And but I will say, you know, it doesn't feel as epic as some other Star Wars movies, but it still feels bigger than a show. So Jon Favreau obviously kept that in mind when turning it from a show to a movie. Now, the Star Wars references are there for those familiar with the whole universe. But I do not think that you have to have seen the series to enjoy the movie. I think
that was going to be
just
my question.
go
Man,
and
I saw
have
for
a
nothing.
really fun time.
Okay, so my follow-up to that aspect is, though, was there, and again, no spoilers, you know, is there a sense of finality to this and to this whole story of the Mandalorian and Grogu, or is this just a bridge and maybe we'll get more of the series after this?
I think this is a bridge. I think there can be more adventures, and we'll see how this does at the movies. It is predicted. I've seen between box office between 80 and 100 million domestically, possibly 160 million globally over the 4-day weekend, the Memorial Day holiday weekend. So we always say it depends, you know, let's see how successful it is. But it is certainly set for more adventures for these two. And I think they're very beloved within the franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so big. It's even bigger than the show and bigger than the movies. You're going to see Grogu everywhere.
Yeah, no question. I mean, it's probably one of the best things that they have added to the Star Wars universe in you know, since Rogue One.
Right, just quick for the new person who loves Star Wars. So this series, this angle takes place at what timeline in the Star Wars universe? Is it before some of the actions in the Star Wars trilogy, or is it afterwards?
So the timeline, Chris, if you want to dive in,
It's
the
after
movie
Return of
takes
the
place
Jedi.
Okay, got
It's
it.
after Return of the Jedi. Yeah, it's just a couple
the movie
years
takes
later.
place after the series, yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
it picks up, yeah, after the series. So we've set up kind of where this story comes in.
Right.
But that's why I was talking about the Baby Yoda reference, because when you kind of look at the timeline of
Yeah, it
when
makes no sense.
Yoda
Yeah.
was in it versus when Grogu was in it, yeah. So
Right, it could be like
that was
Grogu's the apprentice, maybe.
Yeah. So in the
Yes.
series, I think it's in season 2, Luke Skywalker does make an appearance. That's a little bit of a spoiler.
Oh,
but
wow.
So it's set after, the Mandalorian first season picks up after the
Got
fall
it.
of the Empire in Return of the Jedi. I could spend forever talking that. But we also have to talk about some of the other options out there, because actually, traditionally, Memorial Day weekend was the start of summer blockbuster season. Obviously, this is a huge blockbuster, but summer blockbuster season, now it's kind of just like all year round blockbuster season.
It really is. I mean, we were talking about, we had Mortal Kombat, Devil Wears Prada, Michael. We've already talked about giant blockbusters, but Mandalorian and Grogu was a highly anticipated one, and we have one almost rolling out pretty much each week. I mean, over the summer, we've got a Toy Story 5, we've got another Minions movie, we've got Moana, we've got Supergirl, we've got Spider-Man. So there's a lot coming out the rest of the summer. This week, a few other options for you. We've got a crime caper, I Love Boosters, with a cast including Keke Palmer and Demi Moore. And this is about a group of professional shoplifters who square off with a fashion maven. We've got new horror movies in the mix to join Obsession, which I just want to throw out there. I'm obsessed with as a horror movie fan. I think it's fantastic. So if you haven't seen it, that's already in theaters. We also have Passenger, which follows a couple who witness a gruesome accident and soon realize they don't leave the crash scene alone. And then Alan Ruck is part of another horror movie, a horror comedy called Corporate Retreat, where a group find themselves trapped at an estate when a weekend of team building turns into a warped game of survival. So those are a couple horror movies. And streaming right now on Prime Video, we have Jack Ryan Ghost Wars. So John Krasinski back as the spy. He's forced back into his former life when an international covert mission leads him into a rogue black ops unit. Michael Kelly, Wendell Pierce, and Sienna Miller co-star. So you have a few other options in theaters and streaming at home for movies this week. Chris,
I'm so psyched about that.
I'm excited because I'm going to be alone this weekend, so I'm very excited.
Have you watched the Jack Ryan on Prime?
I think I might have to go get my subscription and go watch.
Good. And I'll be honest with you, after I watched that, and listen, I watched The Office, I liked Jim, I saw 13 Hours, I've seen him be the action star. My man crush on John Krasinski after watching Jack Ryan through the roof.
Oh, he's the man, also a Boston guy. Okay, what is it with Boston actors and actresses being so incredible? I think it's just something in the water, which we call dirty water.
Don't pat his ego. Don't pat his ego. Ashley. Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait.
So I have to ask you, Ashley. So with all of these blockbusters that have been going on since the start of the year, and a lot of in-person theater box office numbers getting back to old levels almost, is this surprising some of the studios in town? And will this kind of shift their strategy as they go throughout the next couple of years, the streaming versus theater balance?
Well, I think that it says a lot for the theaters and how people are going to the theaters right now, and the box office numbers. They have been really great for the last at least several weeks. We started with Project Hail Mary, and we talked about that and how that kind of kicked it off. So I do think that this shows that the quality movies, the big movies, still the franchises are bringing people to the theater. And you have movies like this, like Star Wars, Mandalorian and Grogu, which was filmed in IMAX. And I saw it in an IMAX screen. And I do feel like studios and filmmakers are keeping it in mind when they're making a film for the biggest screens, like an adventure like that. And I think that brings people to the movies too, where, you know, you and I, we all do it. It's that option of like, okay, well, is this one that I need to see in a movie theater, or could I watch it at home, you know? And sometimes the experience, it's that huge experience, how big it is, that brings you to the movies.
Love it. No question. All right, let's keep it in the family now and talk about the Fox upfronts, because I know you got to chat with some big names, including one of the hardest working guys in the Fox family.
Gordon Ramsay. He is so busy. I can't even list all of his shows that he has on Fox. But yeah, so the Fox Up Front, I caught up with stars of new and returning Fox series. Gordon Ramsay has a lot of shows that are on the air now and coming back. We've got Master Chef Global Gauntlet. That's a theme time to the World Cup. We've got Next Level Chef, Hell's Kitchen, Kitchen Nightmares, Secret Service. They're all coming back. And I asked him what impresses him most. Someone who has just, a next level dish or something like that, or someone who has that comeback story, who really works hard and learns from their mistakes. He always says that that's what he really loves to see. Check that out.
I think there's so much more education in the mistakes, and to go through life and sort of think everything's perfect and you're not rebounding off failure is not the right way to do it. And so I love that bounce back. That journey back up to the top sometimes is more enjoyable than sitting at the top.
In your downtime, what do you watch? What is your comfort food TV?
What do I watch? That's a really good question. Animal control.
Do you really?
Well, because our house is full of animals. Oscar's got cats and dogs, and there's a tortoise that's gone missing. Then we have raccoons in the garden. Then we got deer in the garden. And we're missing a snake. We've got cats. Some of the cats go inside, some have to stay outside. God knows.
He did say he's watching Animal Control, which is a Fox show that Joel McHale is on. But really, it was just talking about all his pets. And I was like, and why are these pets missing? And there are so many of them. But you always get a really fun story from Gordon Ramsay. You just never know.
Yeah,
Chris?
you never really do. And like you said, I mean, I don't know how the man finds time to sit down and watch anything because he's got a million shows that he's already working on.
It's so true. And the restaurants that he's running.
Yeah.
And I mean, but what I always say is that what I've learned with him when I do set visits and what have you, he is the most efficient person. And I always say, this is how you run an empire. This is how he does it. Like, he is always on time and he's always efficient. And I think that's something we can really learn from him.
Well,
but
he
again,
mentioned Animal Control.
He's watching Animal Control.
Right? Perfect setup to your next soundbite.
So Animal Control stars Joel McHale, and Joel McHale is also someone who I absolutely love when I interview him on a carpet because he loves to joke around. And I heard him joking to the reporter next to me, and when he came to me, I was like, yeah, I'm going to believe about 1% of what you say. And he's like, So that goes with the 1% Club. That is one of the shows that he hosts on Fox. He also stars in Animal Control, and there's Crime Scene Kitchen. He's a big foodie. Okay. And we know he's on the big screen. He was in Scream 7, and that's out on digital next week. It's available at home. So I asked him how he wants to follow up Scream 7, and this is what he shared is his dream role.
I'd like to play John Hamm in something.
Sure.
Yeah, that's my dream role. I literally just met Tom Cruise for the first time a month and a half ago. I was like, good Lord, he is a movie star. And I was like, it'd be great to work with him someday.
Nice.
I don't know what we do, but yeah. Tom, did you hear that? It was really great to meet him. And he walked in and he went, hey, Joel. And I was like, oh.
I can see that.
I can see it. I would see Joel McHale in an action movie.
Oh, God, yeah. Like, yeah, a little bit Tom Cruise in them with the reactions there. I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley.
No,
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, he's also so busy. I mean, if you look between the hosting and the acting and the movies, and I saw an article that said Joel McHale, the headline is quietly becoming a leading man. And I did ask him that. I was like, are you quietly becoming a leading man? He's been doing this a long time.
Sure has. Ashley, thank you so much for joining us and breaking it all down for us. Have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. We'll see you soon.
You too. Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
All right, Tony P.
Let's
Let's dive
do it.
into
Can I do it?